Do you have a passion, a joy? Have you made such a calculation? Christ and all other things. And with joy been able to say, Christ is worth more. God came and inhabited this earth as a man. And He came, the very radiance of the glory of God. He stepped into this world in the form of a man, the likeness of sinful flesh. He came and He dwelt among us. And He came to tell us the only way of hope. All the merit that is needed is already there in Christ. And if I will look and trust in Him that sent His Son to this world to earn this righteousness and will give it to me in a moment, He'll justify the ungodly. He will declare me righteous in His courtroom if I look to Him in faith, not by works. And I'll tell you, when we're driven by faith, when we're driven by the reality that we're taking God at His word and we're trusting His promises, we're trusting who He is, He's a rewarder, we're putting our confidence in Him, we're seeing Him as the kind of God that He is, and the Christ, the way He is, and we're selling out for that, this is what God is pleased with. And without this, it's impossible to please Him. Faith is not this ambiguous thing that you can't put any definition to. It constantly has to be in our minds this idea of looking away from my own efforts and my own help and my own self and seeing and beholding a beauty in Christ and beholding a help in Christ and beholding the cross of Christ, beholding that in that cross was unleashed power to save me from the power of my sin. Not just the guilt of it, but the power. It's in the cross. He's saved us to offer us up without blemish, without spot, before Him as a bride. The Bible tells us that the Christian on that day is going to shine with the radiance of righteousness. How can that happen? Because Jesus' own righteousness is robed on the Christian. You can't see it in their lives. You can't see it with your naked eye. But these two are robed with the righteousness of Christ, so that when they come and stand before God, the Apostle Paul himself, he says, who's going to lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It's God that justifies. They've been found innocent in the courtroom of God. Who is going to lay anything to their charge? Jesus Christ has died in their place, suffered their punishment, taken their wrath, drank the cup of their hell to the last drop, so that when they come and stand, they are fully forgiven. That's what a Christian is. You don't want to play loose with that name. Only those in that day that have rested and trusted their whole weight on Christ. You say, how do you do that? What does that mean? It means this: as a sinner, you come before God and you plead with Him to save you based on the merits of Jesus Christ. Is Christ the driving compulsion of your life? And is there a certainty that He is more precious than everything else?
Te invitamos a participar con nosotros en una conferencia aquí en Guadalajara, México, el 17 al 19 de enero, con el pastor Tim Conway, que predicará sobre el tema Combatiendo los errores del hiper-calvinismo. Para inscribirse gratis, por favor envíe un correo electrónico a cristianismobiblico@hotmail.com.